Well, good evening, everybody. It is a very, very wet evening here today. I hope you are all doing really well. I am going to be going on holiday very, very soon. So it's just a few days break away. My mum is going to be cat sitting and house sitting for me. So that's good. And yeah, I wanted to get a quick video in before I go. I'm going to try and race through this one as quickly as I can because I've still got packing to do and I've got some bits around the house that I need to do, tidying and stuff like that, some cleaning. So, because the last thing I want is to come back to a dirty house. So, I'm not going to go too mad because I don't want to, last thing I want to do is do my back in before I go away. So, but yeah, I'm having a little solo trip and I'm going to the northeast coast. I have been to the northeast coast before. Since moving up here, I'd never explored any of the northeast coast before, and since moving up here I have done some of it. I've explored some of it. Last year I did a mini break and I went to Scarborough and Pickering Castle and Filey, which I loved. I've done Withensea and Hornsey and that kind of place. Robin Hood's Bay, Runswick Bay. I think the furthest I went was Saltburn by the Sea, but that was just literally a drive-through, stop and have a quick look at the view on the beach, on the cliff, and then carry on going because we were trying to cram too much in. So I think the furthest I've been is Saltburn. And this is actually further north this time. I'm going to be staying in Newcastle, never been. I'm excited and nervous because I'm a bit of a country bumpkin. I don't really do big cities, and especially driving in cities and things, I get a bit panicky. I don't think it's going to be anything like London because there aren't any big skyscrapers or anything like that in Newcastle. It's quite a flat city in terms of its architecture. It's not got like loads of skyscrapers and stuff. So I don't think it will be too bad, but still, never been. But I've managed to get a really good deal on a mini break, and I've got a good hotel. Breakfast is included every morning. It's really sweet actually. They provide it to you in a little sort of like packed lunch style, so you can just, if you need to get up and go somewhere early, you can literally just grab it and go, or you can just go down and grab it and take it back to your room. So I quite like that. I've never actually seen that concept before. So but yeah, it's a good deal and it's a nice hotel. They've managed to get me a ground floor room with a shower, so I don't have to worry about lugging all of my suitcases and things up and down stairs. I did ask if there was a lift, but they just replied by email and just said, we've booked you a room on the ground floor. So I was like, okay, great. And yeah, it has a showers because I can't use bathtubs or even showers over baths because I struggled to get in and out of bathtubs. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, like I say, my mum's going to be house sitting for me and looking after the cats. So today I've got a video. It's a bit of a mishmash. I had to nip out today and do some last minute things, and as per usual, going out to do a couple of things ended up meaning I've come back home with more than I intended, which is always lethal when you go to B&M and places like that. You end up coming home with things that you didn't actually expect to get. So I've got a bit of a mishmash of a couple of B&M things, a couple of Primark things, and then a couple of TK Maxx things. So I will try, I'm going to be as quick as I can because like I say, I have got stuff that I need to do, but I just wanted to get another video out before I left because I'm conscious that I've not done one for, well, at least a week. So I wanted to give you guys something before I leave. So I will get cracking with that in just a second. You'll have to excuse me because I'm actually, it probably doesn't show up on camera, but my hoodie is still damp. I got caught in the rain earlier and I got soaked through, and this is still drying off, and my hair got all wet, and so that's gone. I've got these like little curly bits going on. So yeah, you'll have to excuse me. I've just taken some more painkillers because when I got home I was in quite a bit of pain, so I've just taken some of those and they're making me feel a little bit buzzed at the moment. So if I talk at 1,000 miles an hour, I do apologise. But yeah, before I get stuck into the video, I did actually film another video for you guys last week and I didn't end up posting it, and I've since decided not to bother because it was only just showing one product. It was basically a refillable deodorant to replace a stick version that I have. I have like a cream stick, which is Wild, and they brought out a roll-on, and it was it was a subscription that I'd signed up to, a bit like my old one, but this was a roll-on, and I wanted to give it a go to see if I would replace it with the old stick cream version. So that's what it was about, and I basically didn't end up airing it because it was when Charlie Kirk passed away. I'm not going to talk about this too long because, as I say, I need to crack on, but it just didn't feel right posting something last week. I was quite upset. I actually was in tears on and off for about 3 days. I just couldn't seem to... I would just like have these moments where I'd be sat there typing, working on my laptop, and then suddenly I would just well up and get upset, and then I would carry on with my work again, and like I can even feel myself getting a bit upset now. But yeah, it just didn't feel right posting last week. I know a lot of people took to the internet and did big posts about it to express their opinion on it and all of this, and I'm not going to go into it too much because everyone has their own opinions on these sorts of things. But I personally just didn't feel that it was right to post something last week, so I took a bit of a break. It was an awful week because there was that young lady who was murdered on the bus. She was stabbed to death, and unfortunately I did see the video, and curiosity got the better of me, and I did watch it, and now I wish I hadn't because it's very disturbing, and I wouldn't recommend that anyone does watch it if you haven't already. I just wouldn't recommend it because that kind of thing stays with you, and it was absolutely horrendous. And then Charlie Kirk himself was doing a video about it, about this atrocity, and then he himself, I think it was literally the day after he posted his video about her death, he died. So it was a horrific week. But yeah, I couldn't not mention it, just purely from just a humanity point of view. Just, I don't know what this world is coming to, where we're killing people for having opinions. And you know, some people think he was far right, and I personally don't think he was. He was a traditionalist. He was a conservative. He had right views, but I don't consider him to be far right. Certainly not like extreme far right. And if anyone's watched his videos, hopefully you will know that he was an advocate for equality, and he had a lot of hate. He also had a lot of people that loved him. I watched his videos almost daily. I had a lot of respect for him. He was very young. He had a wife, 2 beautiful children. I mean, his daughter was 3 years old, and his son is 1. And he leaves behind his wife and his 2 little kids. And all he did was go around the country, and indeed the world. He's done tours outside of America as well, but all he did was invite people to come and converse with him and debate. And he himself said, and I completely agree with this, that without talking to one another, you can have differences in opinion, but if we stop talking, violence ensues. We must keep talking to each other, even if we disagree with what we say, and we have differing opinions to somebody. That's not a reason to hate someone, and it's certainly not a reason to take their life. And we need to keep the dialogue open. We've got to keep speaking to one another, because that's the difference between trying to understand one another and being at war with one another. So it's so important to talk, and Charlie, that's all he was trying to do, is just go around and talk to as many people as possible, invite them to come to him. You know, people get all uppity about it and like, oh well, he incited hate, and he was a provocateur and he provoked people. It's like, well, you don't have to go up and speak to him. He's there for you. He invited people to come to debate with him. If you don't want to, don't go. But I feel personally that all he did was, I mean, yes, obviously some of the things he talked about were contentious topics, and but I mean, I've watched a lot of his videos. Like I say, I used to watch his videos almost daily, and I have never come across a video where he has come across as bigoted or misogynistic or racist or any of these horrible things that people say that he was, and I just don't believe it. I saw a man who was, I mean, I'm agnostic myself, and he was a very, very strong Christian, and that's fine. You know, again, difference of opinion there. I didn't always agree with everything that he said from a religious standpoint, but I didn't feel this burning rage inside me and want to go and you know, do harm to him. So anyway, I wanted to say that because, you know, and if you're watching this and you hated him and you thought he was a racist or whatever, that's your opinion and you're welcome to it. You know, and if you feel so strongly about what I'm saying and it really affects you, then by all means unsubscribe. Don't watch me. It really doesn't. I mean, if that's your, if you're the kind of person where you just have hatred towards someone who's literally been shot and they were an innocent person, I don't want you on my channel anyway. So you're welcome to leave. But I couldn't post that video last week, and I couldn't continue this video without at least just saying what my view on it was, because I think we're living in a very scary time at the moment. There's a lot of hatred in the world. I think social media plays a big part in that. Social media has the power to do great things and bring people together. It also has the power to incite hate and to, you know, I think people get brave behind the camera because they feel that there's no consequence and they can say what they want. And I think people talk to each other on social media in a way that they just wouldn't talk to each other face to face. And I think it's creating, not, you know, this is a generalization, but I do think that social media is causing a generation of people who are becoming very entitled, very impatient, and just not very nice people, narcissists. So yeah. Anyway, that's that. I just had to mention it because it really affected me last week, because he was just a good guy trying to say things that are common sense, and he lost his life for it, and there's just no need for that at all. If you don't agree with someone, just don't say anything or walk away, or, you know, you don't take someone out for it. And, you know, even if you hated his guts, for anyone to just, I think it's just sick. There's some of the reactions that there've been from people, typically on the far left, who have just, you know, cheered at his passing and made disgusting comments about it. At the end of the day, he was a man who had a family and young children, and he was 31 years old, and he's gone. Just some mindless idiot made a decision to take his life from him for what? So anyway, that's why I didn't post my video last week. The long and short of my previous video is that the roll-on, in my opinion, is not that good. I've actually had to contact Wild and ask if they can do me some kind of, because I think they do a 30-day money-back guarantee. I'm going to see if I can get my money back, or at least a partial refund. The product does not work very well. It's beautiful, and it smells lovely, but it's not effective. I have to apply it several times throughout the day, and it just doesn't hold up as well in terms of preventing any odour like my cream stick one does. So I will be going back to my cream stick one, and resuming my subscription on that. And but yeah, that's just my personal opinion on it. It's a shame, because the only downside with the cream stick one is that if you're wearing like a sleeveless top, sometimes you can see some of the white product underneath, which is obviously not what you want. So it's fine if you wear t-shirts, but if you are wearing like a sleeveless dress or something, or, you know, strappy, like a spaghetti top or strappy top, then sometimes you are going to see bits of the white sort of cream product under your armpits, and yeah, it's just not nice. So I thought if I moved to the roll-on, but I don't know, it must have a different formula or something, but I just personally didn't find it very good, so that's that. So yeah, I'm going to crack on because there's me saying I want to keep this short and it's already been 15 minutes. So, as I say, it's a bit of a mix. I will just crack on. I'm not going to do any particular order. Some of it is just general day-to-day stuff that I needed. I managed to get myself my usual noodles, which for those of you that watch my videos, you'll know that I love these ones. These are £1 for a pack of 5 from B&M, and they are so tasty. They're the chicken ones, Yum Sue noodles, really nice. I got just some more of the Whiskers Temptations, the big multi-pack, the mega pack that they do, because it's it works out cheaper than buying the smaller ones to get the bulk one. And with me going away, I wanted to make sure they had plenty of treats so that my mum can give them some. I think that was like £2.19 for that pack, so that's quite good. I got some brunch bars to take with me because they're handy for just snacking in the car. So I got some of those. I think these used to be able to get these for £1. They're now like £1.25, I think. So they're creeping. Mind you, everything's creeping up, isn't it? There's no getting away from it now. Everything is creeping up. Oh, I'm getting a dead leg. I shouldn't really be sitting like this on my bed. Excuse me a sec. Oh, getting too old to sit like this. I'm just perched on my bed. I managed to get some of these. I'm obsessed with these at the moment. Roundtrees randoms. Now, I know they're not a new thing. I know randoms came out absolute donkeys years ago, but I'm late to the party. I didn't try them until recently, and I bought a bag of them because they were on offer. And my God, they're nice. I didn't know how nice they were. They're so fruity, but they've got obviously the real fruit juice in them. But they've now brought out these new ones that are called the juicers. And they, oh God, my foot has now got pins and needles in it. I was sitting on it. Yeah, they've got these juicer ones, and they have like the actual fruit juice in the centre. They're so nice. I'm just obsessed with these. And B&M do them for £1. Whereas Roundtrees, you know, they are quite an expensive brand because they're so nice, but they're normally quite pricey, so for £1. So I actually bought 3 because, and I've already opened this pack, but yeah, I bought 3 of those because going away, I'm going to take them with me. I can snack on them in the car, I can have them in my hotel room of an evening if I just want something sweet whilst I'm watching the telly. I also got these. I remember these from last year. I got the Maynard's Bassett's fruit gummies, but they're the spooky gums, and you get a coffin shape, a headstone, like tombstone shape, a spider, and a spell book. So yeah, I just, with Halloween coming up, and they were £1 as well, so I just couldn't resist getting those. This I'm looking forward to trying. I got this oat milk. Now, I drink dairy, but I do like oat milk as well, but I don't go out of my way to buy it. But this one is a pumpkin spice. It's Khalifa Farms limited edition, Barista's Choice pumpkin spice oat milk. And it's a litre. And yeah, looks like that. So looking forward to a little pumpkin on the front. Looking forward to trying that. As much as I would love to have a cup of it, especially as I'm still drenched and I'm all damp, I would love to just get into my PJs and have one of these, but I'm not going to open it just before I go away, so that'll have to wait till I'm back. But it was a little bit pricey. I got the last one on the shelf. I think this was it might have been £2.25 or even £2.50, which is quite, I mean, I wouldn't normally spend that on a litre of oat milk, but it's, you know, it's a special edition pumpkin one, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try it. So so there was that. And then for my time away, the reason I popped into B&M, and I've ended up coming out with all this stuff, is I wanted to get the little packs of UHT milk that I know they do, Because you know that's what they serve you in hotel rooms, these tiny milks. But the problem with them is they're so small and they're room temperature. So you burn your mouth off. You make yourself a cup of tea or coffee in the morning and you put 2 of these and it just disappears into the abyss of your cup. Like, it barely makes your coffee go white, like 2 of these. And it obviously it does nothing to cool it down. And then you've got to stare at you're gasping in the morning for a coffee and you've got to stare at your coffee for 10 minutes waiting for the damn thing to to cool down to a drinking temperature. So, and like they tend to only provide you a certain amount. And I know I could probably go down to reception and say, can I have some more? But I always feel cheeky doing that because I like to have a lot of them. And they probably think, like, my God, this woman is just being so cheap. Like, if I ask for, like a whole frigging handful of them every day, they're going to think I'm taking the piss. So I decided to buy my own. They're only 55p for a pack of, I think, is it 10? Yeah, 10, 55p. And again, they were really low for some reason. There were only 3 left on the shelf, so I got 3 of them. And I thought those in conjunction with the ones that they'll provide me is fine. So I got those, but then I also got this pack of dried skimmed milk. Now again, I know these aren't going to do anything for the temperature, but what I will do is do a bit of boiling water, top up with a bit of cold, and then just use some powder or use a couple of those little milks. And hopefully that will then mean I'm not staring at my drink for 10 minutes waiting for it to cool down. So this was... I think this was £2.25, and the same size pot of the Coffee Mate, which is obviously a brand that most people know, was more expensive. And when I actually read the ingredients, this is literally just pure dried dried skimmed milk, and then vitamins A and D, and that's it, nothing else. When I read the back of Coffee Mate, I was shocked. It only had milk proteins and then about 3 different E numbers, which are obviously not good for you, and a preservative and glucose or is it sucrose? Basically some kind of sweetener. And I was just like, that doesn't sound very healthy. So this one is literally just dried skimmed milk with vitamins A and D, and that's it, nothing else. So that's why I went with this one, and it was cheaper. So yeah, that's for my journey. And then moving on to some nice things that I got. Oh, there was one more sort of food related thing. I got this Belgian chocolate coffee syrup. Comes in a little pot, and you just squeeze a little amount out. I did get the pumpkin one last year, which was really nice. But I fancied a chocolate one, so I can make myself like chocolate coffee. What would you... Is it mocha, isn't it? I don't get all these fancy coffees when I go out places. I very rarely get them, but I think that's what you call a mocha, isn't it? Where it's chocolate and coffee. So yeah, that was... it's 0 calorie and gluten-free and sugar-free, apparently. And yeah, I think it was about £1.25, something like that. I can't honestly remember, but it wasn't that expensive. Now, moving on to some of the nice things. I can't wait to show you this. Got this. Oh, I freaking love it. It's a massive one. I got this this drinks holder. It's £3.50 from B&M, and it's from their Halloween Nights collection. I just love the labelling this year. They've got the black and white stripes, which is very Beetlejuice-esque. And then you've got these little bats that are in like gold, shiny gold. I just think it's a nice label. So yeah, £3.50 for this one. I'm assuming this is a litre. And it's got these cute little ghosts, but they've got all different faces on them. So yeah, love that. And for £3.50, I thought that was really good. So I'm probably going to have this in the car tomorrow on my journey. And I'm probably going to take some squash with me as well, so that if I don't always feel like a tea or coffee in my hotel room, I can have like a drink of... I've got some Vimto, so I'll probably just take some squash, and I can just have like a juice drink. Plus, with the medication that I'm on, it can give me quite a dry mouth, and sometimes when I wake up in the night and I'm needing to take more painkillers because the pain wakes me up in the night once the painkillers wear off, and I have to take more. So lately I've been going to bed and always having a cup of drink next to me, and I've been using I've got a Beetlejuice one like this with the straw, and it's just less chance of like spillages near the bed. So these are quite good for that. So yeah, I'm going to take this one away with me, but I absolutely loved that. And then the other nice thing I got was this basket. In my hallway, I've got a small console table with a lamp on and pens and the usual stuff that you might have on a hallway table. And there's like a lower shelf, and it's a little antique pine console table. It's seen better days, it's a bit battered, but that's what I love about it, because it's quirky. But I wanted a little basket for the lower shelf to put, because now that we're coming into the winter and autumn season, I'm going to be using like my beanie hats a lot more, and my gloves and stuff like that. And rather than have to keep getting them in and out of my wardrobe all the time, when I come in, I just want to be able to hang my coat up, take my hat off, take my gloves off, and just bung them in a basket. So, because I've got like coat hooks in my hallway, but I don't have anywhere to put smaller items, so I thought this would be perfect for that. It's one of those rope ones. I actually have a basket like this, but much smaller, in my home office, which is green. And my light, like my big light lampshade, is made of this rope stuff in my office as well. And this one was £8, I think. Yeah, it's the Harvest Home. Sorry, the lighting in here is terrible. It's from the Harvest Home edition, and it's £8. But it's just a nice size, and I liked the handles. So that is that, and that's going to have like my gloves and scarf and hat and stuff in. So that's that. And then the last thing I got from B&M, I freaking love this. I got a pumpkin, as you do. It's not the only one I've got as well, but I haven't gotten around to doing my other autumnal videos to show you yet. I will do. But I got this pumpkin. It's got bats on it, and I freaking love bats. I think I mentioned that in my last video, that I love, but I've got a thing for bats at the moment. I got, for those of you that saw my Temu or Shein, I can't remember which one it was now I got this from, but I got my little boucle bat cushion, which is sitting on the end of my bed now, and I got my little bat stuffy toy. Let me just quickly, oh god, my legs. I am too old to sit like that. My legs gone to sleep. Hold on, I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'll just quickly show you, in case anyone didn't see my last video. I got that little bat cushion, and then I got this little bat little plushie, and she's just so cute. I love her big ears and her little wings. But yeah, I got her, and she's been sitting on the end of my bed. So yeah, I love bats. I also got some little lace bats, which I'm actually going to hang up with string, and then I'm going to have them hanging probably from my ceiling light in my bedroom. I was going to have them hanging in the hallway from the stairs, but I think, as I mentioned before, my cat just plays with them if they're dangling there, and she rips them down, so I'm going to try and hang them up in my bedroom instead. But yeah, I just love bats, and I got this pumpkin cushion, like ornamental cushion, and again, it's from the Halloween Nights collection. It was £8, so that lovely Halloween tag again with the bats and the stripes. And yeah, it's this lovely soft boucle material, which is actually the same material as my little bat. And I just loved the bats, the contrast between the black and white, but they are actually embroidered on. It's really nice quality. And there's 3 of them. There's a little diddy one there, and then a smaller one there. But yeah, I just thought that was just so nice, and that's going to sit on my bed. I'm in love with that. So I had to get that. That's all of the B&M stuff. I did get a couple of things from, not a lot, just literally like about 2 items from TK Maxx, and then a couple of things from Primark. I needed a new pair of sunglasses. Oh, my leg out again before I give it pins and needles for a second time. I needed a new pair of sunglasses because mine snapped. My old ones that I've had for about 5 years, they've held out really well, and I've been really impressed with them. They were Peter Storm ones, And yeah, I've had them about 5 years, but the soft bits that sit on the bridge of your nose, one of those broke. So I was like, oh, so I'll go and get a new pair. Anyway, I went and bought another Peter Storm pair, very, very similar to my previous pair, just a different colour. And I bought those, and they weren't cheap. They were 15 quid. Now, I mean, some of you might be thinking, well, that's not expensive, because I know some people can spend stupid money on sunglasses, like, if they're brands, like 60, 70 quid or whatever, maybe even more. I don't know. I've never bought a pair of designer sunglasses before, but I know that they're expensive. But I'm not a designer person, and I'm quite happy with cheap and cheerful. But Peter Storm are kind of, I mean, I personally think they're quite a good brand. They're more of like an outdoor lifestyle brand, if you're someone that hikes or treks, you'll probably know Peter Storm. And yeah, I went and bought another pair of sunglasses, and I've only had them less than 2 months, and they've snapped in half. And I know that that's probably just a fluke, but it's proper put me off, because the other pair lasted me 5 years, so I know it's just one of them things. But yeah, they had a tiny hairline crack in the plastic. And I spotted it, and I was like, oh, damn. So I was like, I'm just going to be really careful with them. And then I went to put them on, and literally I unfolded the the bits that go around your ears. I unfolded them, and it just literally snapped into two in my hands. And I was like, great. So, and I don't want to go away without sunglasses, because even though it is autumn now, with the driving in low sun is the worst, when you get blinded. And I don't want to go on a long drive if it's sunny and just not have any eye protection. So I had to go out today to get sunglasses. I tried hunting for some last weekend, and I just couldn't find any that I liked anywhere. So anyway, I went to Primark today, and I was not impressed with any of the ones they had. I did not like a single pair, because I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to go. I don't want to spend another £15 on another Peter Storm set and then have them break again. So I was like, I'm just going to go cheap and cheerful. So I went Primark with the sole purpose of getting sunglasses, and yeah, they were awful. I didn't like any of them. I have managed to find some in TK Maxx, so I will show you those. One of the cute things I got in TK Maxx, this is so squee, it's adorable. I got this little candle, and it's a marshmallow ghost. Personally, I think it should have been called Ghosted Marshmallow, as in toasted marshmallow, but it smells absolutely divine. It really does smell like toasted marshmallow. It's lovely, but it's a glow-in-the-dark one, so the little ghosties on it and the little moons, hold on, let me just show that a bit closer, the little ghosts and the moons, and the little ghostie on top, who is just so cute, they all glow in the dark. So yeah, love that. That was $4.99. Absolutely love that. They do so many different candles in TK Maxx. They're always rotating their stock, so I can't guarantee that they will have that one, because sometimes they just do like a couple of one thing from a brand, and then that's it. So, but anyway, I got him, and then I got the sunglasses. I ended up buying two. Because I honestly couldn't pick between them. But I thought, you know what, it doesn't do any harm to have two pairs, because then I can keep one in the car, one at home, and then if one does break, I do have another pair. I managed to get a pair. These are by Guess. I have heard of them before. But yeah, I got this pair by Guess, and I like that, what would you call it? They're not effervescent. Is it iridescent? That iridescent sort of sheen on the glasses. I really like that. And this is the shape I like. The ones in Primark were just all silly shapes. They had ones that were like flower petal shapes, and maybe I'm just getting too old for stuff like that, but I was looking at them and I was like, I just want a normal pair of sunglasses. And they had ones that were really big and were too low hung, and I've got quite a thin face, and I don't like sunglasses that are too low hung, because they just don't suit my face shape. So anyway, I really liked these ones. So those ones are a Guess, and they were £12, and they've got all of the usual like UV protection and stuff on them. So that was that pair. I'm not massively impressed with the case that they came in, but I think they give you these little felt, they're just cheap felt cases. I think they give you them because when I took I'm actually not even going to try risk putting that back in, because I'll probably end up breaking them. It's a bit tight. When I took them to the till, the lady said, oh, I'll just go get you some cases for them. And I was like, oh, I didn't know they came with cases. But I think they're just these sort of cheap, you know, felt ones that they just give you for free, basically, if you buy a pair of glasses. So I do have a proper glasses case, so in my car, so I shall be putting them in that. But, oh God, they really are tight in there. Cut to me breaking them before I've even used them. God. This pair were £9, and these are the Cat brand. And they're in, I don't know if this will show up on camera, but oh, it does actually show up. It's in that sort of like leopard print sort of style, but it's quite muted from a distance. It's not overly like in your face. These don't have that iridescence. They're just normal black shades. But yeah, they're both in a similar style, that very sort of short and square shape, which suit my face better. So yeah, I was impressed with those. So I managed to get my sunglasses just in time for going away, and I got my little candle. And then the last things were Primark. Even though I went in there to get sunglasses, I got everything but sunglasses. I ended up coming out with a whole bag full of stuff. Well, I say a whole bag full of stuff, and it's not like loads and loads, but I did get a few bits. And I certainly didn't need this. Me and throws and me and candles, honestly, I just seem to just not be able to help myself buying them. I got another throw, but this is a small one. I have quite large throws around the house. I've got a ghost one from Home Bargains last year, and it's massive, and that'll be coming on holiday with me, because I tend to travel with that one, because I use it on the mattress just to give me a bit of extra softness, because I never know when you go away like what the mattress is going to be like, and with my back I just can't take any chances. I'm also going to be taking my pillows with me because they're memory foam, and the whole reason I've got this neck problem in the first place is because I did it on my last holiday back in July when I went to Scotland, and sleeping in a different bed with dodgy pillows, it did my neck in, and it's not been the same since, and I'm still waiting for my MRI scan. So I'm not taking any chances. I'm taking both my memory foam pillows with me, and I will basically put them on top of the hotel pillows, and I will prop them up, because this is how I'm sleeping at the moment. I'm literally having to sleep upright in bed because it's the only position that I can get any sleep in with my neck. So I'll be taking my other throw with me, my ghost throw, because that's big, and I basically fold it over on itself a few times to sort of make it nice and fat, and then I put that on the mattress because that just helps in case I get like a bed that's too hard. So anyway, this is only a little throw, but it is another Halloween one. But it was £4.50, and I was like, for that price, just a little one for, you know, if I'm maybe chilly in the evening, like on the sofa. So yeah, I got this Halloween one. It's basically got all different things on it. You can see there that there's little cats and skulls, and there's bats, and obviously you've got pumpkins and just this nice sort of pattern and the orange in it, which is nice. If I turn the label over, it does actually show you what it's like when that's the actual what the throw will be like when it's opened out. So you've got a row of bats at the top, followed by cats and skulls. Sorry, it's not focusing. Cats and skulls, and then bigger bats, row of pumpkins, and then white bats at the bottom. So that's what the throw will look like. But yeah, £4.50. Love that. Really, really cute. And then I got myself a little pair of Jack Skellington socks from The Nightmare Before Christmas. These are those really nice cozy socks. So they've got that lovely, soft, fleecy material to them. And yeah, I actually bought from Primark last year a pair of Jack Skellington socks, but it's just got his face on just once, but bigger. So it's just got one big face there rather than three of his faces. But and I still use that pair. In fact, they're my favourite pair of socks. I've used them a lot. But yeah, I thought I would just get myself a second pair with winter coming up. And those were £2, I think. Yeah, £2 for those. Now, I don't know how I'm going to get on with this. I bought myself a couple of baseball caps. I don't actually own any baseball caps. Haven't done for absolute donkey's years. I can't remember the last time I owned a baseball cap. Not normally my cup of tea. I'm more of a beanie hat girl. But I mean, it's the wrong time of year to be buying them, but I thought for the summer, sometimes it's nice just to have that, you know, the peak that they have, just to give you that bit of sun protection. Because especially now as I am getting older and like, you know, the crow's feet and stuff like that, I thought, you know, and in the summer I am now wearing factor 50 on my face without fail, like daily. I put factor 50 on my face. And I think it's just really important to take care of your skin with the sun. So I thought I would get myself a couple of baseball caps just because I don't have any. And they were really cheap, so I ended up getting two because they're only £3.50. So this cost me £7 for two of them, so that's not bad. But yeah, they had ones all different colours. They also had a denim one, and they've got the alphabet on them, so you can pick whatever initial you want. Now I'm actually Elizabeth, but I go by Liz. No one calls me Elizabeth except for my mum. Maybe when you know, if I've annoyed her, she might say Elizabeth. But yeah, most of the time I'm just Liz or Lizzie to family members. So I went with L rather than E. But yeah, I got this lovely sort of nude coloured one. And then I also got the same, but in black, which is a bit more me. But I thought I could have maybe this one like in the winter or the autumn. And then I could also wear this one more in the spring and summer months. And yeah, I thought I would just see how I get on with the baseball cap. But I thought the cap, you know, this bit would just offer me a little bit more face protection. So I'll see how I get on with wearing a baseball cap. I did used to love wearing them years ago, but then I went off them and I haven't had one since. So anyway, those were £3.50. And then the last thing is I got a t-shirt. This one, I'm probably actually going to take it away with me because I can't wait to wear it. It was £6 and it's a Pink Floyd t-shirt. There you go. It's got the little rainbow bit on it, and yeah, Pink Floyd. I had to get it in an XL, guys. Honestly, most t-shirts I get between a 14 and a 16, but I do more towards a 16 these days because I like a more baggy fit. I don't like tight fitting clothes because of my fat belly, so I tend to wear a 16 rather than a 14. But Primark sizing, obviously they do like XS and XXS, and which I think is for people that are like a size 4, which is like, how? I don't think I've been a size 4 since I was 8 years old, but anyway, they do like XS and then XS and then S, and then they do, I think S, like small, is a 10 to 12. I can't get in that anymore. Used to, not anymore. The next one up is medium, which is a 12 to 14. And I was thinking, I should be able to get away with that for a t-shirt. I put it up against me and I was like, that is going to be so tight and it's going to just show off my belly. And when I wash it, it'll probably shrink and then it'll be even smaller. So I had to go with XL, which I think is the equivalent of like a 16 to 18. It doesn't actually say what it's the equivalent. It just says XL, so I don't know. But even this, I don't think is actually that big. It's not massive, is it? I mean, when I think of XL, I'm thinking like a 20. But this is supposedly an XL. I think that's more. That to me looks like a 16. Maybe a 16 to 18, but. Yeah, that's the size I had to go to in order to get a baggy fit. But anyway, that's it. Just a couple of bits. I got the t-shirt and the socks and the throw and the baseball caps from Primark. I think that was it. Yeah, there's nothing else. And then yeah, I got my new shades and my cute little ghost candle. I'm absolutely in love with him. He's so sweet. From TK Maxx, and then all my little goodies and things, and I shall be enjoying some more of these sweets in a minute. I'm going to go and scoff some more of these when I watch the telly in a little bit. But I do have my packing to do. And yeah, I did hoover today, and I don't think I should have done it, because I think that's why my back is hurting. So maybe I should just not do any more cleaning. I was going to clean my sink in the shower room, because that needs doing, but no one's here except my mum, and it's not like the king is coming to tea. So maybe I should just leave it and give myself a break, because it's getting late and I have to pack. So maybe I'll leave it. But yeah, that's it, guys. I will probably not do another video now for at least a week, because like I say, I'm going away. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of content in the meantime, and I will do another video again soon. I hope you guys are all really well. If you did like this little mishmash of things, please give my video a thumbs up and a like, and subscribe if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. And take care of yourselves, and above all else, please be kind. Just be kind, and if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. It's a famous saying, but it's true. We all have subjective opinions, and the bare minimum we can do is be courteous towards one another. So please just be kind to one another, okay? And take care of yourselves. All right. See you soon. Bye.